Hi everyone, welcome back to Array series. Hope you're doing good. This is Mahesh. In this video, we are looking into Leetcode problem number 2149, which is rearrange array elements by sign. Okay, let us look into the statement of. So here it states you are given a 0 indexed integer array nums of even length. So this is an important point. The length of the array is even length consisting of an equal number of positive and negative numbers. Okay, so this is again an important point. You should return the array of nums such that the array follows the given conditions. Okay, so every consecutive pair of integers have opposite signs. Okay, and for all integers with the same sign, the order in which they were present in nums is preserved. So this is again one more important statement. Then the rearranged array begins with a positive integer. So it should begin with a positive integer. Then return the modified array after rearranging the elements to satisfy the aforementioned conditions. Okay, with that they have given few examples, and if you look into the constraints, the length of nums array ranges between 2 and 2 into 10 raised to 5. Then the length nums.length is even. So this is again important, as I mentioned earlier. So the length of the nums array will always be an even number. Then the number in the array will range between 1 and 10 raised to 5. So it will be positive 1 to 10 raised to 5 or negative 1 to 10 raised to 5. Then nums consists of equal number of positives and negative integers. So with that, let us switch to our editor. So now let us try to understand this problem. So basically they have given this particular nums array. Okay, it contains numbers which are positive numbers, which are negative numbers. Okay, so and the length of this particular array is of even length. If you see, the length of this array is 6. So basically n will be 6 here. And if you see n by 2, which is equal to 3, so there will be 3 positive numbers and 3 negative numbers in the array. So if you see, this is positive, and this is positive, and this is negative, this is negative, this is negative. So they are like exactly 3 numbers, 3 positive numbers and 3 negative numbers. Then what we need to do, we need to start the result array, something like this. It should start with positive number. So I will take 3 first, then it should followed by negative number. So minus 2. So if you see, minus 2 is, we are taking the numbers in the same order that they appear. So minus 2, then 1, then minus 5, then 2, and then minus 4. So if you see the numbers, so each pair contains one positive number and one negative number. So one positive number, one negative number, one positive number and one negative number, one positive number and one negative number. So this is how we need to rearrange and we need to return the answer. So this problem is pretty much straightforward. So with that, maybe what you can do, you can pause for a second and you can think for any possible solution and you can try to solve it, and then you can come back and watch the video. So with that, let us try to understand the idea, or why the interviewer, or what exactly the interviewer will be expecting. So basically, as this problem states, if you have seen the constraint here, the number, the length of the array will be in the range 10 raised to 5, correct, right? So if that is the case, we already know, we have discussed in many previous problems that if the length of the array is 10 raised to 5, then this problem, if we solve in O of n square, it won't accept. So basically we need to try to solve this problem in O of n time complexity, and maybe O of n space complexity. Space complexity is not really mentioned. If you have seen the problem statement, let me go back. So if you see, it is not required to do modification in place. So that is one thing. So if that is the case, then if we use extra space O of n, then that is okay here. So with that, let us try to come up with the brute force solution for this number. So if we want to rearrange this, then what is the simple straightforward thinking we get? So basically, we will take out all the positive numbers, we will take out all the negative numbers, then we will club them together. So what I will do, I will simply take out the positive numbers. So positive numbers will be 3, 1 and 2, correct, right? Then I will take the negative numbers. So that will be -2, -5, -4. So I am taking them in the same order that they appear in the main array. So if you see negative numbers, I am taking them in the same order they appear in the array. Okay. So now what I will do, I will take a result array basically. Then I will take one number from positive array and another number from negative array. So -2, then it is 1, then -5, 2 and -4. So this is pretty much straightforward. Okay. So let us try to write the pseudo code for this one. So now what I will do, I will use a for loop, say for I equal to 0 to n minus 1. So n will be our nums dot length. Okay. So also I need some more things. So what I will do, I will take a positives array, okay, empty array. Then I will take a negatives empty array. Okay. So with this, now what I will do, I will check if my nums of I, if it is greater than 0, and if you have seen the constraint, it is clear, right? I mean, there won't be 0. The number will be between 1 and something 10 raised to 5, positive or negative. So there won't be 0. So that is clear. So I will check if the number is greater than 0, then I will say positives dot add or push nums of I. Okay. Else, if that is not the case, it is a negative number. So I will simply say negatives dot push of nums of I. Correct, right? So after this will segregate our positives and negatives. Now what I will do, so now I will iterate over both the arrays and then I will push them to my or add them to my result array. So I will take a result array. So I will take somewhere here, result array will be an empty array. Okay. Then what I will do, now I will use again for loop I equal to 0, I less than. Now I can take positives dot length, correct, right? Or I can also take negatives dot length, because they are exactly half. The length of positive array or the negative array will be exactly half of our original array. So I will take this, I will remove I plus plus. Then what I will do, I will say result dot push or add. I will say first positives of I. Okay, because the first number that the solution accepts is a positive number, then the negative number. So positive number, negative number, positive number, negative number, something like that. So again I will say result dot push of negatives of I. Then I will simply return my result. Okay. So this way I will be able to rearrange the given numbers in the requested order. Okay. Now if you see, we use this particular for loop to segregate the numbers into positive numbers and negative numbers array. So this is basically order of n time complexity. Then again we iterate almost n by 2 times. So we can consider this as order of n. So if you see, this is our 2-pass solution, 2-pass solution. That's why our time complexity is of order n. And we use the result array, and we use positives and negatives array. So that's why our space complexity will be of order 2n. So this is also 2n, this is also 2n, correct, right? So now we need to improvise this one and this one as well. Here we are trying to do 2 passes to find our rearranged array. So now we want to do it in single pass. So that is the most optimal solution for this, and we can also reduce the space complexity from 2n to n. So now if you see here, what we did, we took positives array, we took negatives array. So we want to eliminate these two. We directly want to add the elements into the result array, correct, right? Now if you see, this is our result array, right? This one we simulated. So I will add index to it, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now if you see, at the 0th index we have positive number, correct, right? And at the 1th index we have negative number, correct, right? Now if you see, our next positive number is at 2nd index. So every even indexes we have our positive number, correct, right? And every odd index we have our negative number. So this is pretty much clear, right? So if that is the case, what we need to do, we will take 2 pointers, one pointing to positive index and another pointing to negative index. So whenever we get positive number, we will place that value at the positive index, and then we will increment it by 2, because the next positive number will be at one index after that. So we will have to skip one index in between, correct, right? So I will use that technique. So before that, let us copy this. So I will paste it. Now if you see, I will take one result array. So this is our result array. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Now I will point this as positive index. Okay. I will simply say POS. So positive index, and this is my negative index. Okay. Then I will start from here. So my number is 3, which is positive, which is greater than 3. So I will put that here, and I will move my this pointer to the next index. Okay. So I will simply take that with a different color. So this is my positive one and this is my negative one. Okay. Now I will move this to next number. Now again I get a positive number. So what I will do, I will put it at my red pointer and I will move this to the next to next index. Okay. Next, if you see, I will get -2, which is a negative number. So I will put my negative number here. Then what I will do, I will move my index to next index. Okay. So now with that, I process this number. I will move to next number, which is -5. So I will put -5 here. Okay. Then I'll move my this negative pointer to one pointer after its next pointer. Okay. So now if you see, we processed this number. Again I get 2. Okay. So now what I will do, I will take this number and I'll put it at the red pointer, because red pointer is our positive pointer. Okay. Then I will move this pointer here. So it moves out. Next one is our last element. So since it is -4, I will have to put it here. Then this moves out of our array. Okay. So this way, in a single pass, we should be able to do this. Okay, let us try to write the pseudo code for this one. So now what I will do, I will take n equal to nums.length as usual. Then I will take a positive index equal to, initially it will be pointing to 0. Okay, then negative index, it will be pointing to 1. Okay, so with that, now I will also take my result array. This will be an empty array. Okay, so after this, what I will do, I will iterate over numbers for I equal to 0 to n minus 1. So if my nums of I, if it is greater than 0, then it is a positive number. Correct, right? So what I will do, result of positive index, okay, equal to nums of I. Then after that, I have to do positive index equal to positive index plus 2. Correct, right? I will have to increment it by 2, not 1. Okay. If this is not the case, in the else part, what I will do, I will say my result of negative index, okay, equal to nums of I, and I will say negative index equal to negative index plus 2. Okay, so this way I process, and finally I will return my result array. Correct, right? So now if you see, we are doing everything in single pass, and if you see, we are using only our results array. So we are not using our positive and negative arrays like how we used in the previous solution. That's why our time complexity becomes order of n. Correct? Then what about space complexity? Again, it is of order n, because we are using only the results, not like the previous solution where we had 2n. Okay, so with this, let us try to execute this and see. So I will take a variable int n equal to nums dot length. Okay, then I need an array int result which is of length n. So I will declare that. Next, after this, what I need my positive index. Let it be initialized with 0, and also negative index be initialized with 1. Okay, then I will use for a loop for num int num colon nums. We can use the standard for loop also, so there is no issue in that. So with that, I will say if my number is greater than 0, then it's a positive number. Correct, right? So this is my positive number. Then what I will do, I will say result of positive index, okay, equal to our number, then positive index plus equal to 2. It is same as positive index equal to positive index plus 2. So I will have to increment that. If that is not the case, this is our else part. So this is basically our negative number. So when we get negative number, I will simply copy these 2 lines and I will paste that here, and wherever we have our positive index, I will change it to negative index. Then finally, what I will do, I will return my result. Okay, with that, let us try to run this. If you see, our solution got accepted, and I will submit it. If you see, this is the most optimal solution for this problem. So here we really don't try to improvise this particular space complexity. If we try to do that, then it becomes a little more clumsier, or it is little more complicated one. So if we explain this solution to the interviewer, he will be okay with this solution. With that, I hope I was able to make you understand this solution well. If that is the case, please consider subscribing to my channel, and also like the video, share this with your friends. And if you have any queries or anything that you want me to solve, you can add that as a comment. And also, if you have understood it well, please add that as a comment as well. Thanks for watching the video.